messages, press releases. They're telling you their side, but you just want the facts. And that's why you come to me. I give you the statistics without spin. Out of 116 million working age Nigerians, 35.5 million are employed full-time. That's 30%. I give you the context. I give you the history. I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode. No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in. 500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000. Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. I hope that you have found some time to get vaccinated against COVID. If you haven't, please go and get your vaccine. We seem to have another wave coming back. The numbers are rising again. I hate to see the numbers rise. So go and get vaccinated. Remember, I got my vaccine a year ago. My complete dose was gotten over a year ago, and I'm still here. I don't have horns. Everything is all right. You know what I'm saying? So obviously all of that, nonsense that was going on, oh, this will happen, oh, you do this, you do that, all of that is a lie, because I'm right here, a confirmed test subject, and I'm good. So go get vaccinated, okay? 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. They listen to this show every day after all. So thank you for tuning in. I have a great show for you today. Let's start with the big three, global edition. Every Friday, we let Nigeria rest. We take a trip outside the country and see what's happening elsewhere. So let's talk about the Sri Lankan president resigning. Then let's talk about Biden going to Saudi Arabia. And then let's talk about the search for the next prime minister in the UK. At 4 o'clock, I will be here with Public Square. After that, Music and Moments with Ifeanyi and Sam will take the air. Expect business, sports, news, all of that at the top of the hour, every hour. But let's get started with today's Big Three Global Edition. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
The Big Three Global Edition on Hard Facts.
What's next for Sri Lanka? Will energy prices always trump human rights? Are Nigerians as welcoming of migrants as we expect others to be welcoming of us? Those are your big three, Lagos. Let's talk. Sri Lanka's president has resigned. That's our first story. Have you seen those pictures and videos from Sri Lanka? Did you see how citizens took over the presidential palace? If you haven't seen it, we're showing it to you right now on our live stream. Our live stream is Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Sri Lanka is going through a crazy economic crisis. Inflation is insanely high. There's a scarcity of food. There's a scarcity of fuel. There's a scarcity of medicines. Power supply has crashed. It's been going on for months, and now Sri Lanka is fed up. Sri Lankans are fed up. They've entered the streets. They wanted the president and the prime minister to step down. By the way, and I've told you this before, both men are brothers. As in same mama, same papa, president and prime minister. The Rajapaksa are brothers. They've been running the country for 2 decades. At first, they were national heroes because they defeated the Tamil Tigers, who were a violent separatist group in the country. That's how they came to power. But now, Sri Lankans believe that the Rajapaksas mismanaged the economy, so they wanted them out of the country. They wanted them out of leadership. At first, the brothers resisted, and that's why the people started protesting en masse. They've been on the streets for months. They got every minister to resign. Remember, we talked about it here on Hard Facts. They got every minister to resign. Then they got the prime minister, the older Paksa, to resign. And then they took over the presidential palace. All of this did not happen at once. It was small, sustained. That's when the president fled the country. First, he went to the Maldives. Then this week, he ran to Singapore and then sent his resignation letter from Singapore. Analysts are saying that he left the country before resigning so that he will not be arrested and tried for corruption. That's what the analysts think. So the question, of course, is what next? That's what people always ask when anything like this happens in a country. So there's a new prime minister. The new prime minister is called Wickremesinghe. Wickremesinghe, I think that's his name. He's an ally of the Paksas. So the people themselves are not really excited about their new PM. But Parliament now has to choose a new president. Protesters are leaving the streets for now while they wait for that new president. One of the protesters said, quote, "We captured this building to show people power. We give it back the way we captured it and leave. We will come back in the next minute if needed." End quote. One of the protesters said that. I want to know what you think about what has happened in Sri Lanka. What do you think about people en masse hijacking the political space like that to force the government to leave? There's been some criticism. Some have called this a coup. Some people have said that this was a coup. Some people have said that this is what some Americans tried to do during the presidential election process. But other people say that this is simply the people taking back their sovereignty briefly. They say that all power comes from the people through a social contract. So if government is failing in that social contract, for example, in a serious economic crisis, the people have a right to say enough is enough. Do you agree? What do you think about what happened in Sri Lanka to get Sri Lankans to where they currently are? 0700-993-993-993. 0700-993-993-993. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. And we are streaming live on Facebook. I'm still showing you those videos in case you haven't seen it. But it was everywhere. It was being shared all across WhatsApp. So yeah, go ahead and check it out on our live stream. But of course, if you've seen it before, just give me a call and talk to me about this Sri Lanka situation. What do you think about it? Do you agree with those who say that it was a coup? Or do you agree with those who say that all power comes from the people? If government is failing in their social contract, the people have a right to say enough is enough. Women, call us on 01465-7190. Men, call us on 0700-993-993. Everybody gets 1 minute so that we can take as many calls as possible. Hello, thanks for calling.
Sandra.
Sir?
I greet you, man.
I greet you, sir. What's your name?
Sandra, it's been a while.
Okay.
My name is Uche.
Welcome.
I'm currently in Ikeja today.
Who's having show?
Sandra, I don't know much about Sri Lanka as a people. They have demonstrated in the fact that they are a nation. That's the simple truth. They are a nation. They got fed up with an irresponsible government and they spoke with one voice, and you see it has paid off. Guess what? Whoever is coming in now, either as a PM or as a president, will sit tight and get the job done. And know that, look, if he fails or he messes up, he'll be booted out in no time. Juxtapose that with what happens here. My sister, we've not started, though. We have not started. The same thing should have happened here a long time ago.
Okay. All right, Uche. Fine. It's fine. I don't know if the same thing should happen here. I don't think the same thing should happen here. I think, it should be an electoral process. I think, of course, people should, protest if they feel like things are not going well. But protest, you know what? I'm just going to keep my own opinion out of this and just hear from you. Let me go to Kevin on the line. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Sandra,
Welcome.
I greet you.
Good to have you on the show.
This is your 1 minute. Let us see how we are going to manage it.
Okay.
I was not around in 1961 when Jeff made that popular statement he made that those that make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
Okay.
But I came into this world to see that quote. That is exactly what has happened in Sri Lanka. It is sad for me because I know Sri Lanka to be a country that I was using to give example to Nigeria, how they dealt decisively with the terrorists. That country dealt with terrorism in a fantastic way that I was saying Nigeria should take a leaf from. It is sad that the two brothers brought that country to its knees. And the people, there's a limit you can push the people to the wall. That is exactly what has happened. But that brother that is putting himself there, he too has to go. I don't know why he's putting himself as a DST, because it is two of them that are accomplices in this mess that are being prosecuted. No fuel at all. No, everywhere is down in Sri Lanka. But I think they will move out from this. The people are not, they are resilient. They are not lukewarm people like us here. The need to will be done. Thank you, Sandra.
Kevin, thank you very much for calling. We've got WhatsApp too. Remember, WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
I don't have much to talk about that. I just want to remind you, like, you are afraid of for one thing or the other, because the first man who wants to say the same thing should have happened here, it's like you did not want him to speak anymore. So that's all I want to say, please.
Okay. 99.3. Hello.
Hello?
Good to have you on the show.
Yes, good afternoon, Sandra.
Welcome.
Okay, you have someone on the line.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think what happened in Sri Lanka is a typical example of what ought to have happened here and what even is likely to happen. That's just a fact. And it's even a show that we are not a serious-minded people as a nation. You see, when the hosts are really gotten into us very well, I think we'll wake up from our slumber. I mean, it's a peaceful kind of demonstration. This is a show, an expression of a self-will, of unity, of oneness, without any decisive apparatus being usually used over here. We all saw it, I saw it. Many people have had access to, their PM palace, swimming in their pools and things like that. I mean, that's the voice of the people. Are we not the ones that put these people wherever they have found themselves today? So who says that we cannot use that same force and do the needful? All we just want, if such a president would just be said here, I think subsequently everybody will sit tight.
All right, thanks for calling. We've got Tari on the line. Hi, Tari.
Sandra Ezekwesili.
What do you think? What do you think about what happened in Sri Lanka?
It's cool,
Okay.
Very cool.
Okay.
I think the problem with Cuba is that when you stay in power for too long, it becomes a problem. 2 decades, that's 20 years, right? It becomes a problem. They stay too long. Stay too long.
You don't agree with those who say that it was a coup?
It's very cool. You know what the man, the person you said, one of the presidents, what he said. Yes, it's very cool. Very cool. That's the only way out now. Sadly. That's the only way out.
All right, Tari, thank you very much for calling. If you just tuned in, hello to you. Good afternoon. Our first story is the resignation of the Sri Lankan president. We're showing you videos from what has been happening in Sri Lanka. You see a sea of people marching to the presidential palace. You see people swimming in the presidential swimming pool after they ran the president out of the presidential palace. They've been going through a crazy economic crisis. Their inflation is insanely high. Food is scarce, fuel is scarce, medicines are scarce, power supply has crashed. It's been going on for months. Sri Lankans got fed up. They entered the streets. They wanted the president and the prime minister, who are brothers, same mama, same papa, to resign. These two brothers have been ruling the country for 2 decades. They were national heroes at first. They defeated a violent separatist group in the country. That's how they came to power. So Sri Lankans really loved them, but they believed that these brothers mismanaged the economy and they wanted them out. At first, these brothers resisted. So people started protesting en masse in their numbers. They've been on the street for months. They got every minister to resign. Then they got the prime minister to resign. Then they got the president to run away from his house by taking over the presidential palace. So he went to the Maldives. Then he ran to Singapore. Then he sent in his resignation from Singapore last night. And I told you that analysts think that the reason he sent in the resignation after leaving the country was so that they will not try him for corruption. They will not arrest him and then try him for corruption. Now, they have a new prime minister. The new prime minister is an ally of the brothers that they removed. So people are not really thrilled about it. But Parliament has to choose a new president now, So for now, protesters are leaving the streets. They're going to wait for that new president. One of them said that we captured this building to show people power. We give it back the way we captured it and leave. We will come back in the next minute if needed. End quote. What do you think about what's happened in Sri Lanka? What do you think about people in their huge numbers hijacking the political space to force the government to leave? Like I said, some people say that this is a coup. Some people are comparing it to what Americans tried to do, supporters of Trump tried to do after Biden won the election. I believe it was this year. Was it this year or last year? I think it was this year, January 6th. Almost so much has happened this year. My God. But other people say that this is simply the people taking back their sovereignty and taking it back very briefly. They say that all power comes from the people through a social contract. So if government is failing to hold up its end of that bargain, the people have a right to say enough is enough. We've got Josiah on the line. Hi, Josiah. Are you still there? All right, Josiah's not there anymore. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Paul from Egbeda.
Paul, welcome. You've got 1 minute.
Yeah. Sandra, what happened in Sri Lanka is not a coup d'etat.
Okay.
It is the people rejecting what is not working for them.
Okay.
It's not a coup. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't take to arms. They protested, which is their civic right. And while they were protesting, they were not shot dead. Even the two brothers, the prime minister and the president, they respected the will of the people.
No, they were killed.
By not commanding the armies or the police to start killing them.
Some of them were killed. The police killed some of them. They definitely tear gassed a lot of them. A lot of them were beaten. A lot of them were arrested.
But the people resolved.
Yeah.
I want to ask something before I drop.
Yes.
Is it a homogeneous state?
No.
They know. No. That means there are different tribes in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So why are they unified? Because our case here, we say because we're not homogeneous, that is why we cannot achieve a national request. Hello?
I'm here, I'm listening.
Yeah, so something is wrong. There is something fundamentally wrong with our setting here. I keep telling people, Germany is not a homogeneous state. But look at Germany. It's one of the best countries you can ever be to. So what happened in America January 6th is not the same thing.
Okay. All right, Paul. Remember, 1 minute. I give you an extra 30 seconds. So, yeah, Sri Lanka has 3 major ethnic groups and 2 major religions. Oh, yeah. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name, sir?
This is Zago. I'm calling from First Start.
Welcome. You've got 1 minute. Good afternoon.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You have 1 minute.
Yeah. See the case of Sri Lanka. It's a case study.
Okay.
It is an example for every society that wants to survive
with
bad government.
Okay.
Yeah. Having said that, I would like to say this finally. NBC, 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 media and NBC. When they find our trouble.
Sorry, sir.
When they find our trouble.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Let me drop it there.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. Let's take a look at messages we've got on WhatsApp very quickly. We've got a message here that says, our complexity will not allow it to happen in Nigeria. We're not unified at all in Nigeria. We go fight Belefu first before facing the real issues of bad governance to see the kind of major takeover in Nigeria. Let's not forget that we also have different religions. But you have the same thing in Sri Lanka. So like I said, Sri Lanka has 3 major tribes and then they have 2 major religions. We've got lots of other comments on WhatsApp, but I'll take those when we come back from this break. It's a really short break. I'll also bring you our second story, which will take you to Saudi Arabia with President Biden. Every Friday, we pause and we take a look at what's happening in other parts of the world. So today, I'm taking you to Sri Lanka, the Saudi Arabia, and the UK. The UK is the final junction that we will stop at. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like the brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.
For the past 4 years, the Agents for Citizen-Driven Transformation, ACT, funded by the European Union and implemented by the British
may have meetings with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And that's our second story. A lot of Americans are upset with their president because of this. Before now, Biden had shunned MBS because of the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Khashoggi was a Saudi American journalist who vanished in Istanbul. And American intelligence insists that MBS ordered the abduction of this journalist and the murder of this journalist. When Trump was president, he maintained relationships with MBS. He even said that he had, quote, saved him from American sanctions. Now, when Biden became president, he froze MBS out, the Saudi prince. He also stopped some U.S. military aid to Saudi Arabia. The idea was to get some action from the Saudis in Khashoggi's death. But now, things have changed because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Because of that invasion, oil and fuel prices have shot up. Americans want lower fuel prices. Biden is under pressure. So he seems to be trying to move things forward with MBS in exchange for Saudi Arabia increasing oil output. You gotta love global politics. But like I said, he's getting some backlash. This week, we've seen protests in front of the Saudi Arabia embassy in Washington. Americans, both Republicans or Democrats or all of them, they're telling Biden to stick to his guns on bin Salman. But can he? Can America keep the pressure on Saudi Arabia regarding human rights? Or will their dependency on Saudi oil always make them bend? 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 3:31 right now, and yes, you can still talk to me about Sri Lanka. Was that a coup or was that people power? 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Chinayangwa. I'm calling from Oshobo, Esha Road.
Good to have you on the show.
Yes, I wanted to clear me on this. Did I hear you saying that coronavirus is coming back again?
Yes, sir.
Is it during this campaign or after the campaign or during the election period? I want to know.
Is sure coming back? The numbers are back up.
Because I don't want anybody to defranchise me during the voting process. Because me, I've already washed my voter card. Nobody should defranchise me.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling. We've got Azu Frank calling us. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hi, Sandra.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no hear.
I'm okay.
Let me talk about your second topic, the visit of Biden to Saudi Arabia. I want us to always understand that politicians are always the same everywhere in the world.
Okay.
First of all, think about their interests. Your analysis was spot on. He's going there because of the increase in the pump price. Everybody's complaining in America. Globally, there's kind of tension that there's going to be a recession, a global recession. Now he's needing the Saudi crown prince. Do you know why he's going there? The midterm elections are so close. His approval rating is going very low. Americans don't care about the Ukrainian war and the Russian invasion. They don't care about his relationship with Saudi Arabia. All they are caring about is what can their dollar buy? So now he needs to save his own self by trying to go to Saudi Arabia and talk to the prince. Hey, you guys have this amount of oil. Try to see what you can do to reduce the prices, and it's affecting us here. He's thinking about himself, the elections, because the American citizens are going to vote him out. They don't care. At the end of the day, it's just politicians thinking about themselves. You said something that was so interesting. Global politics is always very interesting. Nigeria, are we thinking about ourselves? That's just the question. But this is a global conversation. Nice talking with you again.
Nice talking with you, Frank. Isn't Frank in Sri Lanka? Oh, no, he's in Indonesia. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call us back if you can. Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon,
Good
Sandra.
afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Let's talk about Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Yesterday, you spoke to a few people about fuel price increases. And a few people came and said, let them increase it. Let us see what will happen. And Sri Lanka go happen.
Okay. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Mirabel, calling you from Mikoti.
Welcome, Mirabel. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about Sri Lanka.
Okay, go ahead.
Kudos to Sri Lanka. That's why it's when the government is not living up to their expectations, when they are not performing well, if the citizens are supposed to protest and kick them out. So that kind of thing cannot happen in Nigeria, because if the president is from the north, the Easterners, the North to be telling the Easterners, what is the right to protest against the Northern? What about Biafra? If the president of the East, the North and the East will be saying, what gives you North? If the president is a Christian, the Muslims will be saying, why are you protesting against a Muslim? If the president is a Muslim. The diversity in Nigeria is too much. It cannot happen in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, Mirabelle, thank you very much. But like I said, it's the same thing in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankans are 3 major tribes, 2 major religions. Why didn't they have those conversations there? What is it? It's like Paul, I believe it was Paul that called in and asked that question. What is it that is fundamentally different about us as Nigerians that makes us go there instead of going to where the Sri Lankans went? Joy Forever on Twitter says, Sri Lanka demonstration crowd showed the limit men can bear. When you push a goat to the wall, it fights back. I'm not sure it can happen in Nigeria because of our divisive nature. Okay. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name, sir?
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
This is Ekene calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Ekene.
Yeah, let me first talk about the job I going to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I don't think the politicians are the same.
Okay.
Because travel to Saudi Arabia is the interest of his own people, not his own.
Okay.
I find it corrected.
Okay.
So that means that he has the people at heart. So that's how it's supposed to be. He's going for that because of people are suffering.
Okay.
So bring that impact to home. For our own travel where there's a crisis. Let's go back to what happened for this Sri Lanka. The truth is that we citizens, we are comfortable in our comfort zone.
Okay.
And the tribalism and the ethnicity and religion, that is a problem we're having in this nation. So that will not happen. Even let it go back to what happened for the end of us. Until today, those that murder my fellow youth in Lekki Tollgate, today we don't know the outcome of it. So you see, we need to, based on the country, find ourselves. Okay, this is what the security do that day. They will not harm them. They didn't beat them. But if it's here, we will find ourselves. We see the whole security agency who the law guarantee to protect the citizens.
Okay, thanks for calling. Now, I will say, your 1 minute was up. That's why I ended the call. I will say, of course, that Sri Lankans were arrested. Remember, this thing has been happening for months. So, for months. When it started, police were sent out. Army was sent out. They were tear gassed. They were arrested. They were shot. They were killed. And they kept going until it culminated in them taking over the presidential palace. And while it was happening, this has been happening for months. While it was happening, the ministers started to resign until finally the prime minister resigned. But the president did not want to resign, and Sri Lanka said, no, president must resign. And then president fled the country when he saw them marching to his house. Fled to Maldives. So yet they were shot, they were tear gassed, they were killed, they were arrested, they were injured, and they kept going. They are 3 major tribes. They are 2 major religions. They kept going. And they have other small ethnic groups. They kept going. We've got Alaba Alakpe who says, the resignation of a president or any leader is not part of Africa's system. It's not in our DNA. It's a sit-tight syndrome that we Africans have in our blood. Well, these ones sat tight for 2 decades, almost 20 years. So it's not just an African problem, is it? But Alabas says, Sandra, I think I have to agree with you 100%. Power belongs to ordinary people. That's why they always say that politics is local. Do you know why this cannot happen in Nigeria? Because we are hypocrites. Do you remember how our people defended former President Goodluck Jonathan, even when we all know that he's not doing well? Same set of people are the ones telling Buhari to leave because he's not doing well. Hypocrites, hypocrites, hypocrites. Alaba Alakbe, thank you very much for your message. Usman Yaya says, what happened in Sri Lanka is not a coup. The people are just exercising their power. All right, let's go to WhatsApp. Bayo from Ikeja says, the Sri Lankans have just defined democracy for their leaders. Democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. So the owners, the people of the government, have taken it back. Simple. All right, Bayo, thank you for your message. Adeshino from Ntabo Ijoko says, Sandra, Sri Lanka should have happened to Nigeria, but it appears the political elites here saw this first, and they have divided us through religions. Ordinarily, this should not have made a headline. Okay. We've got a message here. Sandra, what happened in Sri Lanka is not a coup. This is simply the people taking back the power that belongs to them. Secondly, Nigerians should not compare Nigeria with Sri Lanka because that cannot happen here. Remember NSAS, nothing happened till date. We've got Godwin who's asking me, Sandra, can this happen in Nigeria? I don't know. We've got Ken from Agbado who's saying that this is a civil revolution that was successful in Sri Lanka. Tamil Tigers were violent between 1983 and 2009. When the economy of a country is sliding down, the citizens will one day rise up. Zimbabwe is an example. All right, Ken from Agbado, thanks for your message. Thanks to Tinubu. Every time I see Agbado now, I think about Tinubu. We've got Wilfred who says, if what happened there had happened here, politicians, Agbero and unknown soldiers would have been unleashed on us. It happened in Sri Lanka as well. They had thugs unleashed, they had police unleashed, soldiers were unleashed. But Wilfred goes on to say that thereafter, Minister of Information will come the next day and say that nothing happened. That's, of course, if this happens here in Nigeria. Okay, I need to cough small, so let me take a small break so I can cough. I have a cough. All right, let's talk to a few more people. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 341, 99.3.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
I'm Ezedun from Silver.
Ezedun, we've got 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Bidding in Saudi, I was laughing.
Okay.
Joe Biden is flying around the world, begging leaders to help him to stabilize the world. After his complicity in Ukraine, forced Russia to invade Ukraine. Sandra, can I tell you the truth?
What's the truth?
The truth is that Donald Trump told Zelensky to set a probe panel to investigate if Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is involved in fraud in Ukraine. Zelensky refused to set a probe panel. When Trump left, Russia was forced to invade Ukraine. Now, Joe Biden's son is the owner of his company in Ukraine is funding biological lab. So after the allied against Trump left today, Joe Biden's leadership is turning the world upside down. His rating in US is below 30%. 30%. So I am laughing. It's like the protest in Ojota that pushed Jonathan away and brought this one. We have seen the cluelessness. That is how Joe Biden is turning the living condition of American people to too hard.
All right. Thank you for calling. Let's bring you our final story. The race is on for the next UK Prime Minister. We've got Obioma on the line. Obioma, just hold on. I want to hear your thoughts. You've heard from Ezedun. Now I want to hear from Obioma, who actually lives in America. Like I said, the race is on for the next UK Prime Minister. And that's our third story. Boris Johnson will leave 10 Downing Street in the first week of September. His Conservative Party is now looking for his replacement. The race started with 11 official aspirants, but after a nomination round and a first round of voting, they're now down to 8. And one of those 8 is Kemi Badenoch. From her name, you can tell that she's Nigerian, or she has Nigerian heritage. Her parents are Nigerian. She grew up in Lagos, even though she was born in the UK. And now she's in the running for prime ministership, even though she's an underdog. I want us to talk about that, Lagos. Could this happen in Nigeria? I'm not even talking about somebody that their parent is not Nigerian, becoming Nigeria's president. I'm talking about somebody whose parents are from one state, becoming governor of another state. Here on the Big Three Global, we talk all the time about Nigerians doing politics abroad. So Canada, the US, the UK, Ireland, Germany, we talk about it all the time. But when it comes to Nigeria, you start to hear, go back to your home state. In fact, you don't even need to be running for office to hear, go back to your home state. You just have to have an opinion. Voice it. Voice the opinion you have. Suddenly you will hear, so because we welcomed you to our state, you are not commenting on our politics. You are not commenting on our flooding. You are not commenting on our things. Instead of being grateful, you are forgetful that you are a stranger. Go back to your own state. And I want to know why so many of us are like this. We expect other countries to include Nigerians, include our people in politics. But in our domestic politics, we want to exclude fellow Nigerians because they are non-indigens. Why do we do that? But back to the UK, Kemi is not the only child of immigrants running for PM. Sajid Javid's family is Pakistani. He just got eliminated. Rishi Sunak's family are Indians who immigrated from East Africa. In fact, he's one of the front runners. The UK may get its first Indian-British Prime Minister, and he could be of African heritage. It really makes you look at our situation and wonder. For all our talk about being a city, are we just fundamentally bush people? Just really bush people. Is that what it is? What do you think about the children of immigrants running for Prime Minister in UK, in the country of Mama Charlie? These are children of countries that she colonized at some point. The UK, Uganda, Nigeria. Sorry, not the UK. India, Uganda, Nigeria. Running for Prime Minister in the UK. Why do you think that Nigerians are not better about non-indigens taking part of politics? Or even having opinions about where they're living and paying taxes? Just talk about the bad road. Hey, the road in your own state. Oh, the politicians in your own state. But they're not living in their state. They're living in the state that they're living in. They're paying taxes there. They're contributing to the economy of that state. Why can't they have opinions about that state? 0700-993-993 01465-7190. WhatsApp is available as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Obioma is on the line. Hi, Obioma.
I'm good. Sandra, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. What do you think about your president going to Saudi Arabia? Maybe.
But first of all, I want to correct the misinformation this guy just put on. He should concentrate more on Nigeria politics and leave America alone. America have got institutions that work, that checkmates everything. Okay. You know, you don't just assume or make assumption or come out with theories and you don't have facts. Just like Sandra would say, give me the facts. Where is the fact? You know, Trump was making theories that doesn't work. He went to court. Judges that he appointed, he sued 60 cases. He lost all of them. By judges he appointed himself. All his officials, those working for him, told him that the election was not stolen. So Biden, America is different. Biden went to Saudi Arabia for American interests. Yes, they have oil. He wants to see if they can bring the oil down to here and make the price low so that his citizens will get oil. What do your president do for you when he travel out and those who are governing you? You know, they are not like, so when somebody speak, you should speak to the facts. Don't assume what you see on social medias. America doesn't work that way.
Okay.
No matter who you are, they will tell you to your face. It doesn't work that way. They will resign. They will leave you. Okay. That's it.
Okay. All right. Obioma, thank you very much for calling. Obioma lives in Florida. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
This is Alex.
Welcome.
Yes. Sandra, on the issue of the Prime Minister, you asked a question.
Mm-hmm.
That why is that we, something like bush people, This is how we prefer to do our things, right? Sandra, have you heard of the Maslow's theory of needs? Maslow's theory of needs. You can check, pyramid of needs. You can check it out in your spare time. A lot of us Nigerians, in fact, most of us Nigerians are still operating at the bottom, the very last, the bottom of the pyramid, where we are all struggling to eat. We're struggling to feed. That is where you have animal instincts, ruling over the people's minds. There is no, we are just moving by intuition. We are not even. There's no self-esteem. All those kind of.
Those are far. That's too far. Self-actualization is top of the pyramid.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we are still struggling the way we are struggling, and we are telling people, go and talk to your state. Go and talk in your state. Don't talk in Lagos. Don't go and talk in Umuahia. Don't sit down here and be doing this. The people we are talking about, they are not operating on that level again. Most of our politicians, even the poorest of the poor, are still on that last level. That's what's killing us.
Okay, Alex, thanks for calling. Speaking of self-actualization, I started therapy, and it's so funny because I'm a journalist, and in therapy, they're asking you a lot of questions, right? So, you tell me why you feel like this. Why do you think this is this way? What do you think about this? And it's very uncomfortable for me because I'm used to asking the questions, and now the tables have been turned on me. So whenever I get into the Zoom call, I start asking questions, and she'll be like, "Ma'am, I know you're the journalist, but I'm the therapist, so I ask the questions now. You just answer me, ma'am." So it's always a battle of who can ask the other person questions. I'm trying to unlearn it so I can actually, get the help. If you can afford it, you should try it, because we live in really stressful times. We're all dealing with so much. We're all trying to get through each day. So if you can afford therapy, you should get it. Honestly, and try to find a professional, because a lot of people claim that they're therapists, but they're not therapists. They just want to hear your gist. A lot of people also, claim to be counselors, but they're also, I have found that they're not really helpful, so do your research. Google is really helpful. And because of COVID, you have to be thankful for COVID, really. COVID showed the world that you can conduct business from any part of the world and talk to people from any part of the world, so you can actually be here and have a therapist in Germany, or have a therapist in the Netherlands, or have a therapist in Uganda or South Africa. Some cultures have therapy culture better than others. Nigeria, not so much. We tell our religious leaders everything. But in some other African countries like Kenya, like South Africa, they actually have therapy culture. So if that's something that you can afford to do, I recommend that you do it. It's really good to have someone to tell all of that stuff that you can't really talk to anybody else about, All right, let me read messages from WhatsApp very quickly. We've got this message here. Olaiton from Lekki says, Sandra, Joe Biden is traveling in the interest of his people. Our leaders are too dull for my liking. May God deliver them. All right, Olaiton. We've got a message here from Yinka who says, Sandra, what happened in Sri Lanka is a revolt. Their demography is not exactly like ours. The major ethnic group is Sri Lankan. Singhal Ese is around 75%, while the population of the major religion is Buddhism. So they're not evenly balanced. The majority can easily call the shot over there. While in Nigeria, we neutralize ourselves, and such can hardly happen here. All right, Yinka. We've got Peter. Can I take Peter's message? No, Peter always sends me foolscap shit. Peter, let me take a break. When I come back from the break, I'll come and read your message, yeah? All right. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts. Don't go away.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.
Yes, we do. And that's what makes us ask you.
Sandra Ezekwesili. Peter Yorinde says, I have spoken a lot on Biden and his interest for his people's welfare and country's interest. On the possibility of having a foreigner being a leader in Nigeria, if we have the kindness, liberalness, openness, and hospitality, we won't be in this tooth decay situation in Nigeria in the first place. I was probably the only one shutting some people down during the first I Beg to Differ when they were talking about the race of a top contestant. Rather than be proud that the Nigerian institution produced that talent, they were feeling inferiority complex because of her skin and skills. We should own what is good, what is competent, and what is true. If truly, truly we believe and worship God, we're still in the age of or era of hunting and gathering. Woo! Peter with the uppercut. Jesus. All right, Peter. Thank you for your message. We've got a message here from Otunuga who says, let those criticizing governance in Lagos check their own state of origin first. If, for example, governance is very good at their birthplace, they won't be trooping to Lagos en masse by the day. It's just been discovered that one of the governors in those states where their citizens are very outspoken in Lagos is wearing a wristwatch that is almost 400 million. They will not see that. It's bullion van at Bodilon that they will see. Let charity begin at home. Otunuga has spoken like a true hunter and gatherer bushman. Let's take a break and bring you business news. When that is done, Agogo will be here for Public Square. I'm on air on Monday. Well, we'll take a look at what happens in Oshun on Saturday. Don't miss that conversation with me on the big weekend as well as the big hard fact. In the meantime, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili on social media. Ezekwesili everywhere. Lagos, those were your hard facts. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend.
Join 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.